Hello everyone. I just went to see Equalizer 3, the movie. But if you remember the Equalizer TV series from 1985 to 1989, it's about Robert McCall. He was a special agent that actually retired, not an FBI agent, no one really knows what kind of agent he really was, but he did special ops and he was specially trained, and he just wanted to retire and leave the agency, and he did. But when he did, he didn't know what to do with himself. And that's the Equalizer TV series. So he decides to help people and put an ad in a newspaper. So in 1985 to 1989, it was a very popular TV series of him helping people that called him for true help that the police could not do. So he did it for them. So Denzel Washington, he always wanted to make the movie. So they got him to do 3 movies. I just finished watching the 3rd movie. The first movie to me is the best because it was like a pilot episode. And the pilot episode was very similar to he's retired, he doesn't know what to do. And then he becomes the equalizer and puts an ad in the paper or the phone book. Call him up and he will help you. That was what the first movie was about, just like the pilot episode in 1985. But not only that, they also have a TV series with a woman equalizer that's been out now for 3 years. And I think it's on the 4th season coming up, and I think that's going to air very soon. I can't remember the woman's name, but I love the older version of the TV series from 1985 to 1989. They only canceled it to bring a new TV series in because it was going to cost more, and that was a mistake because the TV series that they decided to bring in didn't do as well, so they should have kept the Equalizer going. But they brought in a remake of the TV series with a woman in it. It's fantastic. It's on the 4th season coming up. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's coming out in September or October, and it's going to be incredible. But the first movie was about him. The second movie was about him just living his life, helping people. But this particular movie, the 3rd one, is the last installment. The first one to me was fantastic. The second one lacked something. It was still very good and watchable, but it lacked something. But the last one had emotion. It had very emotion of who he is and what he wants to become. And he always struggled with the violence within him. He always struggled with it. He always struggled with the violence. Robert McCall, that's why he retired. He didn't want to be a violent person, but he had to become a violent person to help people and to do things. And he always warned people that give up or this will happen. So it's a great movie, a lot of heart, a lot of warmth in it. It went by very quickly. Definitely really well acted, and I liked it better than the second one. So if you haven't seen the TV series, if you have seen the TV series, you definitely want to see the 3rd one. When I left the theater feeling, wow, they finished it good. They did a good job with the movie. All the actors are really good. The only complaint I have about the movie is unfortunately there's a lot of reading in it. I would have preferred the whole movie to be in English, but there was a lot of reading in it. And I'm not a big one to read subtitles in movies. I would prefer to read the whole, like it was a lot of subtitles, but there is English in it too, but a lot of subtitles and English, but the story really came well together. Like right at the beginning, there's a car that drives up, and there's all these dead bodies. So what's going on? Well, that I'm not going to tell you. And then Robert McCall, he actually calls the CIA, and they're like, who are you? How do you know this number? What's going on here? And there's all these, and the mafia. He fights the mafia now. So there is a lot going on in this picture. Very well put together. And Denzel Washington really wanted to play this character. There's even talks of him doing a pre-sequel where they digitize his face into a younger version of himself so he can do a pre-sequel of him actually doing the missions that he did and what led him up to the retirement that I think would be kind of cool. there was a fair amount of people in the cinema, and everyone was like, just wow. Like, the action sequences, incredible. You know, the emotion in this and the facial expressions of Denzel Washington, really well done. He should really win an award for playing this actor. And even everyone in it was just so well done. And the violence factor and the blood for this one was really high up there. So if you've seen the TV series and you've seen 1 and 2, you must see 3, and you will probably say the same thing. It is better than 2. So 1, 3, and 2. I still love them all. Very good films, very well put together. I recommend it very highly. One of the best films I've seen. Check out Equalizer 3. Equalizer 1 and 2 is on Netflix, I believe. And I kind of hope they do that pre-sequel. I don't want to say too much more about the story of this, so don't watch the trailer. So there's really no spoilers in this, but a few little things I just said, like the opening sequence. Imagine going into a building and there's tons of dead bodies everywhere. Ooh. And there's some scenes that like really shocked me, and I jumped out of my seat. So check out Equalizer 3, well worth it. Bye for now, everyone.